Welcome to Wildcat Insider, your source from stories from grades 7, 8, and 9. I'm your host, Kara DePilka. Senior high French students are reading books and doing activities with their junior high counterparts as a way to build community between the schools and across the program. Creativity and collaboration are the theme for the Greater Latrobe French Department this year. Dr. Antolik's senior high French students have been busy building their reading comprehension and speaking skills in the French 2 and 3 classes. The senior high students serve as mentors by learning a children's story and then read and interact with the junior high students. Students rotate through to hear multiple stories and do creative activities. Brick and mortar and online students are able to participate in the reading day via technology provided by the district. Mrs. Zalowski's junior high French students appreciate the opportunity to hear the senior high students speak French and complete comprehension and vocabulary building activities. The senior high students take pride in their ability to practice their skills and to build confidence for future French opportunities, such as college courses, jobs, and travel. These activities have expanded from French 4 and AP students who have been presenting Francophone current events with French 3, 4, and AP students. Dr. Antolik and Mrs. Zalowski hope to plan more interactive lessons between the levels so that students can learn from one another and provide opportunities to practice speaking on a regular basis. Just 2 weeks before we moved to remote learning in the spring, students in Mrs. Jordan's art classes completed a mobile that is hanging in the library. Reporter Jacob Kemmerer spoke to Mrs. Jordan about the piece.
Quarter 3 students last year in art class worked on the mobile, and some kids in Wildcat time. It's an important piece to this school because for years I've been thinking about putting a mobile in the library area where it's big open spaces. And this year we had the opportunity to actually create an artwork so that everyone has exposure to it and can see it on a daily basis. With my marbling artist, Mrs. Teams, we kind of came up with this idea with the silk hoops that I've had for a couple years to marble on those. The students used a marbling technique, which was layering ink on top of a water surface, and it's similar to hydro dipping, and then you manipulate it with a skewer or a toothpick. Thank yous go out to several people for making this project happen. Mr. Pletcher for helping me figure out how to hang the mobile, Mr. Bill the custodian for hanging the actual sculpture from the library's light fixture, Mrs. Myers and Mrs. Adams in the library for an extra set of eyes to help make decisions, and for Mr. Bridge for letting me permanently use his hula hoop for the structure.
Student council is a great way to get involved and help out around the school. Brianna Ruby spoke to some members about the goals they have for this year.
Hey Wildcats! Our goal this year for Student Council is to raise a lot of money from all of our fundraisers so we can help out the junior high.
One of our goals for this year should be trying to figure out a place for us to go for like a field trip this year for 8th grade.
Our goal this year for Student Council is to keep everyone in the building safe.
Get a good piece of art elected for our collection at the junior high.
Red Ribbon Week was started in 1985 and is celebrated every year in October. Natalie Floater spoke to some student council members about the week.
Red Ribbon Week was celebrated on the week of October 26, 2020. The theme was Be Happy, Be Brave, Be Drug-Free. Red Ribbon Week was started after the death of Drug Enforcement Administration Special Agent Enrique Camarena, also known as Kiki, whose life was sadly taken by drug traffickers in Mexico in 1985. People began wearing red ribbons in honor of Kiki's sacrifice. Today, millions of citizens wear red ribbons to pledge to live drug-free lives.
Red Ribbon Week is a week to spread awareness for students to stay drug-free. Red Ribbon Week is a time to have fun and dress up while spreading awareness.
As quarter 1 is coming to an end, Ellie Snyder and Sarah Lazeski got a chance to ask students what their biggest success was this quarter.
Our greatest accomplishment of quarter 1 was becoming VP
and president.
Our greatest success of quarter 1 is our good grades.
Good grades.
My biggest success was keeping high grades during the school year.
Mine was also maintaining high grades throughout quarter 1.
I genuinely do my homework and don't cheat.
I'm actually understanding Spanish class.
Right after hybrid ended,
I was very behind and I didn't know what to do. With the help from my student guidance counselor, a couple of my friends, teachers, parents, I was able to get caught up and now I have all A's and B's. I just want to really thank the teachers and faculties for helping me make it to this moment.
My biggest success was probably getting all A's on my report cards.
Getting all A's and B's.
Maintaining high grades during when you're online and everything.
Getting to play against PT. That was about it.
Along with all the success this quarter, there are also many challenges. Lily Geiger asked students about the challenges they faced in quarter one.
Not getting to be able to see Mr. Snyder every single day.
Getting to know all the new kids.
Making friends.
World cultures.
Okay, so probably keeping up with grades and like band and all of my stuff that I do outside of school.
Okay, well, mine was just online work at the beginning of the school year.
The hardest thing in 7th grade so far is keeping up with help.
For me, it would be following up with the grades after being online.
Lunch.
Gym class.
As we get ready for quarter two, many students would like to improve their performance for the new quarter. Ryan Mealy collected some of their responses.
Keeping up our grades.
Organization.
Charging my Chromebook.
My math grid.
I gotta improve on getting my drip up.
Keeping up grades. Keeping up my good grades.
Mr. Snyder to actually like me.
My hobbies and academical performance.
To improve in our dancing skills.
My grades and doing better on my work.
With COVID-19 cases rising, Nick Hissam gathered some important safety reminders.
COVID-19 safety reminders. Try to stay 6 feet apart from other people when in public. Remember to wear your mask the right way over your nose. Make sure you wash your hands often. Try not to touch your face. If you test positive for COVID-19, or if you are in close contact with a person that tested positive, make sure you quarantine so we can try to stop the spread.
Last week, the 7th and 8th grade football season concluded. I had a chance to talk to some of the players about their season.
McKeesport.
Head Trafford.
My favorite memory of the season are the bus rides.
Bus rides.
My favorite memory from the season is beating PT, and everybody was excited.
Our coaching staff.
Our defense.
Tackling.
Like easier because I had more time to myself, and like, yeah, I didn't really have anything to do, so I could like, work out at home and stuff.
Yeah. In my opinion, it was a little harder because we had less time to prepare, but that was just me.
Reporter Jacob Pittman spoke to some of the soccer players about their season as well.
Our season record was 16-2. I'm hoping to start on the junior varsity next year.
My toughest opponent was Gateway. My favorite moment was scoring the first goal of the season.
My favorite part of the soccer season was getting to know the upperclassmen a lot better, and it was really fun.
The cross-country team finished their season at the Westmoreland County Middle School Championship held at Greensburg Central Catholic. On the girls' end, the Cats took fourth in the team standings. Emerson Skatell led up the course, winning the event with a time of 11:37 for the 3K course. Also medaling for the girls was Kylie Crispalucci, who finished in 16th. On the boys' end, the Cats finished in 5th, leading the way for the Cats with a medal was Liam Wilson, who finished in 6th. Also claiming a medal was Steve Janka, who finished in 13th. Congratulations! Halloween is celebrated every year in the U.S. on October 31st. You may think you know all about it, but do you know these Halloween facts?
The famous magician Harry Houdini died on October 31st, 1926. The tradition originated in the 8th century with the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain, when people would light bonfires and wear costumes to ward off ghosts.
Jack-o'-lanterns were not always made from pumpkins. They were actually made from turnips.
The average bag of candy a child receives on Halloween contains about 11,000 calories of candy.
Candy corn makes its appearance at this time of year. Andrew Ibrahim asked students for their opinion on this Halloween treat in this Take It or Leave It segment.
Take it.
Take it.
Leave it. I'd leave it if I were you.
Candy corn is yummy.
Personally, I would leave it.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it. Take it.
Take it.
Take it.
Take it.
Take it.
Take it.
If candy corn isn't your thing, there are plenty of other candy choices. Noah Haichu asked students about their favorites.
My favorite candy is chocolate frogs.
I'm with him.
My favorite Halloween candy is Twix.
Hershey's.
Three Musketeers. Skittles.
Alright, my favorite candy is a Snickers. Mine's a Twix.
I like Skittles.
My favorite candy is probably M&M's.
Twix. Twizzlers. Skittles. Reese's. Hershey Kisses.
My favorite candy would have to be Sour Patch Kids.
Instead of going to the store to buy Halloween treats, you could always just make your own. Here's Corinne Wright with a fun treat you can make at home.
We are making a tasty Halloween treat. The ingredients used for the spiderweb brownies are your choice of brownie mix, white icing, any decorating tips that are needed, and sparkles for decoration. The first step is to follow the directions on the back of your brownie box. Let the brownie sit so that the icing sits on top without it being melted. Next, use the decorating tip that would be the most suitable to draw lines. Draw a web on the brownies. The easiest way to do this is draw a dot in the middle and circles around the dot. Connect the circles with 4 to 5 lines. Finally, let the brownies refrigerate till the icing is stiff. After your brownies are refrigerated, they are all set to be eaten. Enjoy!
There are many other fun things happening on Halloween. One is dressing up in a costume of your choice. Reporter Leo Hoops had the chance to ask students and teachers about their favorite Halloween costume.
For Halloween, I was a traffic jam.
A witch.
A pony!
So one year for Halloween, my mom made my best friend and I, her name was Heather Headley, but Heather Headley and I, we were pink Converse tennis shoes. So she made these 2 huge sides of cardboard and she got pink felt and she made big rope shoelaces all the way up and we won first prize at the Allwine Civic Center Halloween contest.
Since it is getting colder outside, many people are starting to stay indoors. This is a great time to pick up a good book to read. Sarah Lazeski spoke to Mrs. Myers in this version of What's Bookin'.
What's Bookin', Latrobe? I'm here with Mrs. Myers, and today she'll be reviewing Village of Scoundrels. What is this book about?
Village of Scoundrels by Margaret Price is based on a true story about teenagers in France during the Second World War and their efforts to help Jewish children to safety.
What genre is this book?
Though it's based on a true account, it is historical fiction.
Why did you choose this book?
This book is a new addition to our collection, and it has a lot of suspense and drama and excitement, and it's a great read for everyone.
What can you tell us about the author of this book?
The author, Margie Price, has written several books, and one of hers that you may be familiar with is Heart of a Samurai, which won the Newbery Award. Her writing is exciting and engaging.
Who would you recommend this book to?
I would recommend this book to anyone who's a fan of historical fiction, especially World War II, and people who like an exciting story with lots of twists and suspense. Forging documents, smuggling people over the border, carrying coded messages for the French resistance, the teenagers of a small French village find ways to help the refugees in their midst. For the first years of World War II, the remoteness of their village offers them a certain amount of protection, and the townspeople take on the task of sheltering Jewish children rescued from French concentration camps. But as the Nazi occupiers infiltrate every corner of France, the noose tightens and the operation becomes increasingly dangerous. Based on a true story, Village of Scoundrels tells how ordinary people opposed to the Nazi occupation stood up for what was right in spite of intensifying peril.
In addition to reading a book, you could also watch a new TV series or movie. Here's Reagan Riley with some recommendations.
Here are some fall TV and movie premieres. To get you in the Halloween spirit, make sure to check out Who Be Halloween that came out earlier this month on Netflix. On October 31st in Salem, Massachusetts, in a town's eccentric, devoted community volunteer and the good-natured object of his fellow citizens' mockery and meanest pranks, finds himself in the midst of a real investigation for a real murder. If you are a Grey's Anatomy lover, make sure to check out Season 17, which is premiering on November 12th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on ABC. If you are into horror movies, be sure to catch Come Play, which comes out on October 30th. It's about a lonely young boy who feels different from everyone else. Desperate for a friend, he seeks comfort in his ever-present cell phone and tablet. When a mysterious creature uses the boy's devices against him to break into our world, his parents must fight to save their son from the monster beyond the screen.
You may also want to play a new game. Here's Austin Wright with a report on Rocket League.
This month's game review is Rocket League. In Rocket League, 2 teams up to 4 people face off in a game of soccer with a twist. The game modes include a series of normal soccer modes with varying amounts of players, as well as hockey, basketball, and others. Rocket League also hosts events for holidays as well as its own Pro League, where the best of the best play in tournaments to earn cash and in-game rewards. Rocket League is free to play on all platforms, so be sure to check it out and enjoy the rest of the highlights.
Today is Friday, October 30th. Here's Ben Beege with This Day in History.
On October 30th, 1974, Muhammad Ali regains the heavyweight title by knocking out George Foreman in the 8th round, with the fight being known as Rumble in the Jungle. On October 30th, 1991, the Middle East Peace Conference begins in Madrid, Spain. It is where Israel sits down with its neighbors to discuss peace. On October 30th, 1961, the Soviet Union exploded the largest nuclear weapon ever detonated. It was 4,000 times more powerful than the Hiroshima bomb dropped on Japan. On October 30th, 2000, at the age of 78, the late Steve Allen passed away. Steve Allen was the first late-night talk show hosting The Tonight Show. On October 30th, India holds Thrift Day, in which is devoted to saving people as much money as possible.
On November 3rd, we elect a president. Jacob Kramer shares some historical facts about the presidential election.
Franklin D. Roosevelt was the only president to serve for 3 terms from March 4th, 1933 until April 12th, 1945. 4 presidents weren't actually elected. John Tyler, Millard Fillmore, Andrew Jackson, and Gerald Ford all succeeded a president who died in office or resigned. In the year 1800, there was a tie between the Electoral College. Congress then voted and decided that Thomas Jefferson would become president over Aaron Burr. John F. Kennedy was the youngest president ever elected at the age of 43 years and 236 days old at his inauguration.
Veterans Day is November 11th. This is an important day to thank our veterans for their service. Ben Curry has some facts about why we celebrate this important day.
Why we celebrate Veterans Day. A reason why we celebrate Veterans Day is to honor all who serve to protect us and fight for this country. We also celebrate to thank the veterans for risking their lives to keep us free and safe. Another reason why we celebrate is for the soldiers who went out fighting for us and this country. We also celebrate to show the veterans that we're thankful for what they have done. Thank you, veterans, for keeping us safe and keeping our country safe.
Thanks for tuning in to this edition of Wildcat Insider. We will see you on November 20th.